This is the pretest for Module 2. We are going to use it to review for our test at the end of the unit. The first question says, color the circle beside the closest estimate of each total. So on A, we have 206 plus 286. We can use rounding to estimate, so I can round 206 to 200, and I could round 286 to about 300. My pen tool is not working. And add those together, which would be 500. Now let's look at our options, because they try to trick you a lot on these. We could estimate that it is about 500 by rounding. We could estimate that it's less than 450. We could start looking at our tens place and possibly round this to 210 and 290 to see how close we could get to 450. And that would get us to still 500. So we know it's not going to be less than 450, and it's definitely not going to be greater than 500 either. So our answer would be this first one, about 500. I want you to use rounding, first round to the hundreds place, and if you're still questioning some of these, then round to the tens place to make an estimate for B. So go ahead and pause the video and make your estimate for the problem in B. When you're ready, we are going to do number 2. It says use the standard addition algorithm to calculate the totals. The standard algorithm means that we are just going to line our numbers up based on place value, and we move right to left, and we carry if we need to. So 4 plus 5 equals 9. 6 plus 0 equals 6. 6 plus 2 equals 8. 5 plus 4 equals 9. And there's nothing below the 3, so 3. So my answer on this one is 39,869. I'm going to do B with you because this one is going to require us to make some tens and carry them over. So 6 plus 4 is 10. So I leave my 0, I carry my 1 to the next place value. 8 plus 2 is 10, plus 1 is 11, so I leave my 1 and carry my 1. 6 plus 0 is 6, plus 1 is 7. 6 plus 7 is 13, so I leave my 3, carry my 1. 3 plus 2 is 5. Plus 1 is 6, so my answer will be 63,710. I want you to pause the video and do letters C and D on your own. And make sure you are moving right to left. We don't add left to right. Okay, now we are getting into multiplication. This says complete each equation, think of a tens fact to help, and show your thinking. If the tens fact does not help you, don't use it. If you prefer to use the standard algorithm, 15 times 5, and you know how to use that, go ahead and use it. If you prefer to use lattice, you can use lattice. Remember, that's the one where they draw the boxes. And if you do like the tens fact, then we can use that strategy with this one by saying, okay, I need 15 times 5, and double that would be 15 times 10, which equals 150. So I need half of 150 because half of 15 times 10 is 15 times 5. So my answer here would be 75. Remember, this is just one strategy. Whatever strategy works for you is fine. You can do whatever you need to do as long as you get to the correct answer. I want you to pause and do B, C, D, E, and F on your own. and use whatever strategy works for you. Try to avoid skip counting by fives because we are getting up into like high numbers like 45, and that's going to take a while. When you're ready, come down to number 4. Number 4, it's giving you 9 times 25, and then it's saying is the same value as. So you're finding a problem down here that will give you the same answer as the problem up here. So we have 10 times 25 minus 1 times 9. So this is our one more strategy that we were using with our 9s, where we would say, okay, 25 times 9, we can do 10 times 25. And then we would take away a row of 25. So we would do 1 times 25, not 1 times 9, because we want to take away one row of the number we're multiplying by. So this one is not our answer. We have 10 times 25 minus 1 times 25. So that seems correct because that's what we did over here. And then we have 10 times 25 plus 1 times 25. This one is not going to be correct because this would be the same as saying 11 times 25. This one is the same as saying 9 times 25. I want you to do this one on your own. I know it can be a bit confusing the way that they set it up. So just think about how we use our 10 strategy and how we figure out how to break this apart. And pay attention to these signs right here. And last but not least, we are doing multiplication problems. You can use your 10s strategy, your 9 strategy, whatever works for you. You can use lattice. So I'm going to use my 9 strategy right here. I'm going to say 24 times 10 equals 240. And then I need to subtract one row of 24. So I'll subtract over here. Do 3. This turns into a 10. There was a 0 over my 4, so remember I have to borrow from the next place value. So I have 10 minus 4 equals 6. 3 minus 2 equals 1. And then I bring down the 2. So 9 times 24 would be 216. Over here, we can use one of 2 strategies. We can do the same one that we did on A and bump it up to 30 times 5, and then take away one row of 5. Or we can do 29 times 10 equals 290. That's a 9. And that's a 0. Sorry, that got messed up. 290, and then we can have 290 to find 29 times 5. You can also use the standard algorithm or lattice. Just please don't use skip counting. This number is too high to be skip counting too. So do B on your own with whatever strategy works for you.